The BumbleKast is for entertainment purposes only. The host's comments and opinions, and those of their guests, are wholly their own and do not represent that of any other entity. Content is provided as is, with no guarantees of accuracy or timeliness.
Last time on the BumbleKast Z. This time on the BumbleKast Z.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the BumbleKast. Hi, that's Ian and I'm Kyle. Hooray.
Yeah, we got questions. They come from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Yes, indeed they do. Why do people pay for this? I don't know.
They like us, Kyle, because we're goofy and relatable.
Are we? That's very...
Some people seem to think, don't argue with it, just go with it.
So strange. Are we like hip with the kids? I mean, what is
God, no.
What is even hip?
No.
What is even hip?
I'm going to throw mine out eventually, I'm sure.
It's fine. You don't need that. But what we do need is to answer these questions. Starting off with this one from Allison S. Gads! Darla Dimple and Max from Cats Don't Dance have somehow ended up in Galaxant. What happens next?
Oh, I want this. It doesn't matter what the ultimate scenario is. Maybe Galaxant Customs has stopped Darla from crossing between realms. Maybe she doesn't get the ice cream cone off the street vendor that she wants. Anything to set her off. And she screams, Max! And then the sky darkens. And the choir begins. And the ominous music plays. And you hear the thunderous footsteps and that echoing, yes, Miss Dimple. And she would topple countries. She would upend governments. She would crown herself the Forever Queen. And it would be gorgeous to behold that animation.
Uh-huh.
Love that movie.
I have not seen this movie in ages. I think I mentioned that last time we talked about it, but
and point of fact, just Max's introduction to the movie is perhaps my favorite segment. It is the funniest, best directed moment. Love it.
Well then, Andrew D has a question. It's time for more Anti-Mega Man. This time, it's Mega Man 9. As a recap of the game, Dr. Wily frames Dr. Light for rampaging robots by showing fake news footage, leading to Light's arrest, while Wily solicits donations to help stop them. Quote-unquote, help. Mega Man fights 8 new robot masters, discovers Wily's deceit, confronts him in his fortress, and thwarts his plot, although Wily escapes. Also, we get a questionably canon special stage with Fake Man as a boss. What happens in the anti-version?
I'm torn between flipping the script and Dr. Light decides to attack the city just for jollies and blame it on Wily. Or the Lightbots, they're reaching the end of their term, and instead of going along with Wily out of desperation to have purpose, they stage an actual full-on rebellion. I don't know, maybe somebody snuck them a bit of King's coding or something. And this is actually really bad for Light Labs, and Wily's like, well, shoot, I do want to help people, but I'm really tired of living on the fringes of society. If you wouldn't mind making a charitable donation, I'll do my best to stop these wayward robots. And Light's like, no, he can't be making a profit off of this. Mega Man, kill for daddy.
Yeah.
And, Mega Man does his thing and shoots everybody and confronts Wily. And Wily's like, I didn't do anything.
It wasn't me.
I just wanted to buy some ramen.
Poor Wily. He's living on ramen now.
And
poor guy.
Poor boy Base out there slinging newspapers just so we can afford a small cup of instant noodles. Have you no heart, Mega Man? No, actually. Oh,
no.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Off I go then.
Well, then, off he goes. On to Mega Man and Base, I guess. No, we did that last time. Mega Man 10. It is Mega Man 10 after this, yes. But hey, maybe Wily can get some butter noodles. Has a question. With the release of the Rivals of Ether 2 workshop, you mentioned that you wouldn't mind seeing some Dragoon rep being made. So I have to ask, how would Wind play as a hypothetical character? If you would like, you can also include others. The more, the merrier.
Wind, I would imagine, would be a high risk, high reward type.
Mm-hmm.
Like rush down, lots of in your face attacks. Probably really easy to get a good knock off the stage kill, but not a lot of good recovery options and pretty easy to take advantage of that rush down. Like easy to grab, easy to throw, easy to punish if you are not on point with the timing of the attacks. So lean into that hyper aggressive, leaning really into the physicality, but balance it out by making it something of a, I don't want to say glass cannon because you don't really have that in platform fighters, but
Kinda.
yeah. Okay.
I'm imagining something along the lines of Little Mac. If he goes, the Smash Brothers route comparison.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit like that. A little bit of Marth meets Little Mac. A little heavier than that too.
Right.
She's got some oomph to that hit, but you know, the minute you give her that alley oop, it's like,
See ya. So off she goes.
Foreign, on the other hand, I imagine is much more technical, more of a zoner. He has a decent reach. He's got good mobility. He's got a couple of little tricky traps he can drop down there and then take advantage of it if you fall for it. Something along the lines of what they have for Absa right now. Maybe a little bit of what they got planned for Slade, mixing it up together. But to counter that, he has no answer if you get past his defenses. Like if you get up in his grill, you can mess him up. And if he can get away, maybe he can save the day and reassess. But once you get past that initial setup, then he doesn't have a lot. Jobun, I'm thinking probably something akin to Crag. I know Rockman does Rockman things. Amazing. Revolutionary.
Shocking.
But like very low flinch very high flinch threshold, I should say. He hits like a truck. Very hard to get him airborne and moving, but then he, plummets the minute he's off stage. Maybe something like a fun little gimmick, randomized weapon component of some kind. Can't really. Rivals is more competitive based, so random is not a good thing. But some little gadget to him. Something that you can pull out of your pocket in the tight scenario and surprise the opponent to come out of. Maybe. And Lissy is a background character.
Okay.
She runs around and she cheers for you because Lissy, number one, is not a fighter. And number two, you are not allowed to hit Lissy. I don't care what this crossover is. You do not hit the cinnamon roll.
Okay. Well then.
So in the first Rivals, they had what were they called? Pets? Companions? Something like that. You could have little background characters that would follow you around during the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine she's something like that. Cheering for you in the background, looking sad when you get knocked off the stage. Fun little background elements like that.
Okay. Nobody gets to hit the child. Oh, well.
No child hitting.
Okay. All right. Comic the Hedgehog has a question. All I want is for you and Kyle to talk about soft toys. I'm talking teddy bears, stuffed animals, plushies, beanie babies, anything cute and cuddly. What'd you have as a kid? What do you have now? What do you wish you had? Bonus points for names and pictures. Bring on the fluff.
I don't know if there's any surviving pictures of the old collection, but
do you currently have any? Or are they all gone?
My parents, they're all gone. So when I was little, my aunt was a seamstress as a hobby, and she made these huge, intricate plushes of Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, and a big bird that was larger than I was until I got into middle school.
Oh, wow.
And these were nicely made. And they survived, being played with as a toddler and young child, and then my brother coming up behind me. And I think at least one or two were still in decent condition when my other brother came along. So they were quality made. And I seem to remember like some of them too, the outfits weren't just stitched on. Like she made individual jackets and hats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you could play dress up with them. She went more than an extra mile with that. Those were great. And had all sorts of other little stuffed things acquired over the years. Now, every time the new baby was born, here comes more plush animals as gifts. And had a sizable pile at one point. I do remember the one little sheep that was a newborn gift that had a voice box in it.
Uh-oh.
And you flipped it over and flipped it back up and went, every time.
Uh-huh.
And my brother and I thought that was the funniest noise in the world.
It's pretty funny.
Mother got
not.
tired of that noise. Day after day, month after month, hour after hour.
Oh, no.
Because did you time how long that bleat was? Less than a minute. Do you know how many times you could fit that into a day, Kyle? We tried to find the maximum.
Quite a few.
Until one day, she finally had enough. Grabbed that thing and chucked it down the stairs, and you could just hear the... And that was still the funniest thing in the world. After that, Sheepy didn't quite bleat the same way, but you could still make it make noise, especially if you shook it.
Uh-huh. No. Oh.
As for what we have now, we've got the official Tangle and Whisper plush.
Oh, good.
I have in storage somewhere the original Sonic the Fighters Bean, Bark, and Fang plushes.
Uh-huh.
Don't ask how much I spent on eBay for those guys.
Oh boy, I can imagine.
And a collection of other plushes that we've been gifted at conventions and kind of gotten over the years. So
yeah,
we have a small collection.
I have still from when I was a kid. I don't think I've gotten rid of any of mine that I can remember that I wanted to keep anyway. I still have vintage Sonic and Tails plushes.
Nice.
And there was a Knuckles one at some point, and I really wanted that one, but I never ended up being able to get it. But let's see what else. I was gifted a Mario one at some point from like the 80s, I want to say. It was a very early and a bit off-model Mario. Like the colors were right, but he looked a little funky. But it was officially licensed. It was a real... plush. It wasn't like a knockoff or anything, but it was like for some reason really hard. Like it was one of those hard plushes. It wasn't. It was stuffed, but the stuffing was stiff, so it was a little weird. And then I still have also a Littlefoot from the Land Before Time plush.
Oh wow!
And I have some generic like Timberwolves plushes. One I remember getting from like a book subscription that my mom had for animals, like a animal encyclopedia book subscription thing, and that's where one of those came from.
The little pamphlets that you'd get every week or something.
Yeah, like once a month they'd send you some papers, a few different animals, like sheets of paper with different information and pictures about different animals, and then they sent you like a binder, and then you put them in the binder and build it up over time, which is kind of cool.
I remember that.
Yep, and I got a wolf plush from that, I believe, and then I've ended up with 2 more of them, so I got a little wolf family, I guess, and I still have all of them. So those are the ones I remember the most right now. So I know I had a few more too. I've got some more Sonic ones, but I don't really have much of an attachment to them. They were ones given to me much later in life. I don't have sentimental value attached to them, but I have a few other ones. So, yeah. This one is from DDRMM. Wario and Waluigi start a band. Who do you think they'd pick to be part of it, and how do you think it would go?
I don't think they would pick people. I think they would kidnap people. Like you wake up and you're behind a drum set and they're like, you know how it goes, right? What? 3, 2, 1, what?
I think it would be, well, I mean, if we want to canonize Wapeach, I think she'd be into it.
She is the rival act.
Is she? Oh, okay.
She's too good for them. She is way too much center stage.
I kind of like her as like a leader figure, while the other two are her muscle that she just sends after people. But all right,
I'm seeing Waluigi and Wario as kind of like a glam rock band.
Okay,
lots of pyrotechnics, lots of screamed lyrics, and they're both so greedy and hard to work with that they just play every instrument themselves.
It's just those two pretty much, and then whoever they kidnap.
Like, why would they share the stage with anybody?
Yeah.
Like, maybe some of the crew from WarioWare gets suckered into
that would be,
being the road crew, but nah.
Yeah, okay. You got me there. I think it kind of makes sense. Although, come on.
has a band entirely of Shy Guys.
Although, come on. I mean, you don't want Captain Syrup on vocals? I do.
Captain Syrup hijacks their tour bus that is also a boat and robs them of all of their concert earnings. And doesn't put herself out on stage. Are you crazy? You're an easy mark there.
Well, okay.
Anyway, love the album. Bye.
But she's so cool, though.
Yeah. So that's why she's got a show at sea.
Oh, okay. Good.
And when the show's over, you get robbed.
Well,
Thank you for coming out. You've been a lovely audience and not put everything in the bag.
Nice. All right, Double L is back with the longest text adventure of our lives. And apparently it has been 1 year, because Double L says, happy 1 year of this silliness.
Goodness gracious.
It doesn't feel like it's been a year. But let's get into it. To recap, me and Ian share a lizard body, and we're hanging out in a not-so-abandoned train station. We have one manhole cover and one door in our inventory. Our previous actions were to hide behind the door and get a better look. You peer around the train car, using the door for extra cover. You see a small army of about 30 creatures in the room. Each one is a different color, and each one has between 1 and 4 arms, eyes, and legs. Most of the creatures are working on transporting boxes of weapons on the far side of the room. There's a group of about 5 creatures closer to you gathered around a spot on the floor. They're playing a game. Specifically, Pogs. Yes, the 90s bottle cap game. Have fun explaining that to your audience. One creature, yellow, with a single beefy arm, 2 legs, and 4 eyes, plays his turn. They knock a good half of the Pogs with the slammer. One of the caps flies towards you, bouncing off the door and landing at your feet. The creature looks at you and says something you can't understand. However, as if by magic, your brain translates it as,
"Sorry, friendo. We got time to kill before the mission. Want around? You'll need to bring your own slammer, though."
Okay. Well, this is an interesting development.
I have tried to play reasonably cautious this whole time. Take gambles where I feel like it would make sense or where we could potentially come out ahead. They cost us a finger, but,
it's fine.
Live and learn. Here, though, we have a unique opportunity. And I do believe Double L has set the trap perfectly, because I'm going to fall for it willingly, knowingly.
Oh, no. What do we
have to bring a slammer to the Pogs, Kyle.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have
a manhole cover.
We do have a manhole cover. Yes, that's true. We have a...
Do you know what manhole covers can function as a large lizardman?
A very large slammer.
Yes.
Are we going to warn these guys to at least get out of the way?
No.
Oh, I don't want to crush them.
They're transporting weapons. They're weapons transporters. They're clearly some kind of...
Dude, we're a living weapon. Look at us.
Mutant army.
They might be discarded experiments from the same scientists that threw us out.
They're currently on the clock. They are moving material.
Well,
they have a mission they're going to undertake.
Maybe we should find out that first, what they're planning.
And we will earn that by winning the game of Pogs with our manhole cover slammer.
Okay. Otherwise, we could challenge him to a game of Ultimate Frisbee with our manhole cover.
I mean, we could, but that one dude's got a pretty beefy arm. I feel like it's too much of a gamble. Pogs, however,
he's a little Trogdor. I get you.
So my action is barter intel and absolutely wreck their game with our slammer.
Okay. You talk me into it. I'll go along with it. We are challenging them to a children's game, not a children's card game, though, sadly. Also,
Pogs are like cards, just smaller and round.
Also, Pogs. Pogs made a resurgent. Do kids know what Pogs are? It's also known as. I don't know
if they ever really came back with the same power as they used to.
It's also known as milk caps originally. And then Pogs was a brand name from the 90s. And Pog seems to become kind of the colloquial name for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they've ever quite come back in the same way. Pog has a very different meaning these days. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that out of the way, let's move on to this question from Dove. Dr. Wiley's having a bit of a finance issue and decides to freelance some robotics work so he can afford his next wave of robot masters. He responds to an ad from a company in Detroit looking to make some kind of robotic police unit, a RoboCop, if you will. How does this version of Robo turn out? Is he more effective with Wiley at the helm in this ultra-violent dystopia?
I don't think we ever get to that point. Because you have this major corporation who's going to mindlessly throw money at the lowest bidder.
Right.
Wiley's going to capitalize on that. All he has to do is say, oh yes, highly effective and potentially violent policeman. Shoot, with this kind of money, I could make you hundreds, no, thousands. Just leave all the programming to me, boys.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically finance his army to take over Detroit.
Well, this is futuristic, rundown dystopian Detroit. Does he really want that?
You got to start somewhere, man.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of paint, a little bit of subjugation. He could flip the city for a profit. What are you talking about?
I'm being told that's just Detroit normally. By someone from Detroit.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I don't know. I've never been there. I'm sure it's a lovely place.
And Dr. Wiley manages to convince these suits to build an army of policemans and takes over Detroit. And Rock's like, Dr. Wiley, should I intervene? Dr. Light's like, no, maybe just let him do his thing over there. Can't make it any worse.
We keep getting.
Meanwhile, grab me a spanner. I'm building litigation, man.
Elmer Fudd, Dr. Light. Oh well. Hero Squad asks, Waluigi in Pokemon Legends Arceus. How does it go? Is that how you say that? It's not Arceus? Is it Arceus? That's terrible.
I've heard a variety of ways, and all of them official, so I don't know. I say Arceus.
Yeah, Arceus sounds the best to me. Not Arceus or Arceus. Yeah. Maybe it's Arceus. I don't know.
And you're throwing Waluigi into the past so that he can affect the formative years of Pokemoning. Do you realize that you've created the origin of Team Rocket?
Okay.
Look at the hat.
Yeah.
Look at the theatrical presentation. Look at the litany of villainy.
Uh-huh.
He is the progenitor of Team Rocket.
Okay. All right, I believe you.
Why do you think James uses the rose all the time? He learned it from Waluigi. It is part of the trial by fire that every Rocket has to go through since the first Rocket.
Wow. All right. I guess you explained it. I can't refute that. You're spot on.
I'm not saying that he created every aspect of Team Rocket because he was trying to catch people in the Pokeballs and just would give up that idea. Those who followed in his footsteps refined the methodology, but
well, yeah,
you don't get it right the first try.
Yeah, I mean, Waluigi's not very refined, so I would not expect him to refine anything he comes up with, but,
Precisely.
Yeah. All right, here's one from HousePets29. How do you get over writer's block?
When it happens, if I have the luxury of time, I do something else. I work on another project. I do some chores around the house. I go for a walk. I disengage from whatever it is I'm struggling with. And that moves it to the subconscious, where it is still being tinkered with by the gray matter, but it's not actively being parsed on.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it'll click. I'll come back to it fresh and I can think of it from a new perspective. I'll be in the middle of doing something else and have that eureka moment, but I can't stop what I'm doing. So I'm desperately repeating it to myself. Remember this. So you get back to the keyboard, write it down. But yeah, just if you try to force it, all you're going to do is frustrate yourself, and you may come up with something that you don't really like, and you end up revising anyway. If you can, just walk away from it and come back to it later. If you don't have the time to do it, hopefully you have the luxury of revision, in which case put down anything. Bad idea, good idea, horrendous idea, whatever. Put it down, because that can be revised. That can be changed. If you're making something for a client, say, I'm not 100% in love with this aspect. I would love your feedback. How can we workshop this? If you don't have time to walk away from it and you don't have time to revise it, I'm sorry.
That's it?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Uh-oh.
You painted me in a corner. I've painted myself into a corner. I do that a lot.
You did that. You did this on yourself.
I do it a lot.
I mean, you could at least say good luck. You don't have to be like, I'm sorry.
Look, if anyone has been in that position, they know that there is no luck. It would just be patronizing.
Okay.
I don't think they would accept it. I think they would appreciate the I'm sorry more, because they understand the panic, the terror, the frustration.
Well, hopefully it does not happen to anyone listening to this show. I wish everyone the best of their creative endeavors, and that they accomplish what they set out to do, and have minimal issues along the way. Anyway, we got one last question before we take a break from Jaden H. Asking on behalf of some friends, can Dr. Gregory House figure out what's wrong with Chi-Chi from Genshin Impact?
Oh, yeah. Within 5 minutes, he kind of just looks over and goes, "You're a zombie. You've been dead for a while."
Yeah.
Real question is, how are you still moving? And then he just gets into what Baiju is doing and what the magic system is of the world, and trying to figure it out. And he's being really kind of crass and uncomfortable about the whole thing.
As usual.
But, the minute Hu Tao shows up to finally inter Chi-Chi, he steps in and goes, "No, the patient is still unalived. Until she's completely dead, you can't touch her."
Uh-huh. I'm just imagining House using the word unalive. What?
And you can't really tell if he's being ironic or if he's just saying that because no one would expect him to. You never can't tell with House.
No. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't know. This is a real puzzle for him, though. Like he wouldn't be able to figure this out. I mean, we still don't know what's up with Gigi in lore, do we?
She was a little girl out gathering herbs during the Archon War. Kind of got caught in the crossfire, which is hazardous to one's health.
Uh-huh.
With her dying breath, was of the opinion that this isn't fair, and she wished she could just freeze time. And that earned her vision, and then she died. And then the Adepti that were in the middle of fighting and realized, oops, we kind of killed the child. Let's fix that. And they revivified her.
Okay.
And she has been a zombie ever since.
So, okay, I do kind of remember that now. I'm like, wait, huh? Hold on, she's how old?
Very old.
She's several thousands of years old, but she was dead for most of that. and only recently has been revived, right?
She got better.
Well,
No. She was revived during the Archon War.
was she? Oh, okay. Because, the Archon War was like 2,000 years or more before the game. So I'm like, wow, okay.
Okay, she was revived in the Archon War, but she was frozen in amber, like all those other things.
Okay, yeah.
Mount
Aosong, yeah.
Okay. Oh, and then just somebody was looking at Amber and said, "Hey, there's a kid in here," and that's how John Hammond created Chi Chi Park.
No, Amber is a different character. Amber is not Chi-Chi. Anyway, for those of you who were wondering if you were going to get a Genshin lore drop on this episode, there you go. You're welcome. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's take a quick break and come back with more on the BumbleKast.
We're the bee and the berry. I'm the bee.
Straubs. No, I'm the bee.
Oh, my bad. We can cut that, right?
No, we can cut that.
We're the bee and the berry.
I'm the bee.
And I'm Strawberry.
And The Bee and the Berry is an irregularly scheduled podcast where we talk all things Sonic, writing fan fiction, and fan creation.
We snoop around at fan events, review the latest and hottest Sonic content, and host interviews with our fellow Sonic fan creators.
You know, just girly things.
And hey, if you want, you can totally send us any discussion topics or questions you'd like us to talk about, and we might answer them.
Or we might not.
But hey, you never know. You can find us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, and YouTube at The Bee the Berry.
Okay, we're running out of time here. Gotta grow fast.
Ciao!
We are back with a question from Horseweave. So the beginning of the end of February is here, Bumble Lords. What do you see most likely to happen further down the line? Ian begrudgingly going back to answer questions about a blue rat, or Ian and Kyle going on a quest to look for a McDonald's with a working ice cream machine for a Shamrock Shake for the month of March?
Neither?
Neither of us are McDonald's guys. Like, if I get anything at McDonald's, it would be the ice cream, because that's like ice cream, you know? I'm not a McDonald's eater.
It's not good anymore.
I don't know if it ever was.
Yeah, the one or two times I tried it, it was like toothpaste. It was so mentholy and sludgy.
Yeah,
I
weird.
Didn't like it. Like drinking a slushy Listerine. Bleh.
Yeah, mint stuff is not usually my first choice for most things. I like some mint, but I'm a picky mint eater. So
now that could be a fun like TikTok gimmick or something.
Yeah,
just driving around McDonald's to see if it's working, not actually buying anything. Just what up, chat? We're outside of this particular restaurant on the corner of whatever and wherever. Is your ice cream machine working? Yes. We found one.
Well, then you better go catch it. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm sure someone's already beat us to that. All right.
It helps the fact that they live together. We're on opposite ends of the continent.
We can meet in the middle. Anyway, question from Noni. Sup? The following question has Pokemon Scarlet and Violet spoilers. Happy 30 years of Pokemon. I was thinking about how the first Pokemon game has a Stand By Me reference. And in Scarlet and Violet, it also ends with 4 kids going on an adventure and finding a dead body. So I've been wondering, if you were going to make a Pokemon game based on a Stephen King novel, which one would it be? And how would you weave it into the location and narrative? And what would be that generation's gimmick?
Be kind of sick to sit it all in Lavender Town and just do Salem's Lot.
Oh boy. That'd be a little scary.
Everything gets a ghost type variant. How? Oh, you know how.
Because they're all dead, like Chi-Chi.
Or, I mean, if we're going to go...
We know what this is.
Referencing
this one is setting you up for. We know what this... You're not going to... Are you going to take the bait for what this question is setting you up for, Ian?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me contextualize it.
Okay.
If we're going for a broad enough reference that if you know what it is, you get it, but it stands on its own, then you could potentially do something Dark Tower inspired.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Have your avatar or their friendly rival be the Jake analog with their, I don't know, maybe Zigzagoon companion in Light of Oi, or maybe something new. You know, maybe actually give us a Pokemon Billy Bumbler. Why not? And you know, you have analogs to various characters. You have a Roland who is desperately trying to get into the Tower of Legendary du Jour, and what will he sacrifice to get up there? What partner Pokemon will he sacrifice to get up there? And have your enemy team of the game led by Walter. Why not? Give him some horrible spider Pokemon. Yeah, you can make it work.
And of course, this means Maine is canon to the Pokemon universe. The state of Maine. And and it's a Nuzlocke.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a forced Nuzlocke.
Might have to watch your ESRB rating when you go into the Spirit Circle, but, you know, might catch some very interesting ghost types there.
Who knows? Oy.
No, I'm not explaining that one. Let's move on.
Probably don't explain that one, yeah. Nikki Rabo has a question. Drogoon time! Through wacky cosmic shenanigans, the crew of the Fortune's Lab become contestants on Whose Line Is It Anyway? The improv show where everything's made up and the points don't matter. How does it go?
Wind is terrible at it. She thinks she's going to be great because she can just say whatever, but she immediately freezes up. She can't think of a funny line. She's overthinking it. She gets flustered and walks off.
Mm-hmm.
Foreign is a little stiff on his delivery, but Jobin is so lackadaisical about it that they immediately lapse into a Abbott and Costello routine just by nature of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lissy takes each prompt for a knock-knock joke, and everyone just goes with
it. All right, perfect. That sounds about right. Here's a question from Nicole. In the land of Cantadel's Tomb of the Crimson Skulls, you use sneaky skills to quietly slide down the flagpole with your flag trophy. You got an 8 on the D12, and the 2 troll guards on the ruby skull don't hear you. The skull is on a pedestal between them ahead of you, with a closed door in a structure behind you. A staircase to the side curves out of view. What do you do?
I mean, the skull's right there.
Delicious.
And I'm in prime position to do some sneaky, stabby.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also kind of a wide open area. I feel like my stabbities would be seen quite quickly, and I don't have a lot of options in terms of escape. I don't want to commit to something and, immediately just get arrowed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in prime position. Oh, what to do. And see, the door behind me could be a way out.
Or it could be another trap.
If it could be a trap, it could be locked, in which case there goes crucial action time. But if I turn to check it now, again, I'm out in the open. I am wasting precious time trying to secure an exit that I may or may not need. Oh, whizzle sticks. What do I do? I used up all my gumption with the sewer slammer on the plugs.
Yeah. Does the ruby skull have anything to do with aliens?
Well, we won't know till we grab
it. Because we know that there's another skull made of minerals that has to do with aliens. So I wonder if this one does.
And if it's anything like that, it has the destructive power to kill a franchise. So we have to be careful with it.
It's true. Good point.
I wonder if, I probably should have thought of this when I was on top of the flagpole.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I can have the skill to lasso the skull and shimmy up the flagpole out of immediate reach and stage an escape. Because by the time the guards figure out what has happened, I should be halfway up. They sound the alarm. Everyone figures out where I am, what's going on. I should be in prime position to launch back the way I came. But this has a chance. No matter what I do, it can go sideways real fast.
Now you have become Mission Impossible. Mission Impossibling your way out of this one.
See, I don't know what tools I have at my disposal. I don't know what skills, what inventory.
Just make something up.
If I have anything on my personage that could incapacitate the guards.
You probably have some rope because that's kind of a generic like adventure kit that you get normally.
Yeah.
You have some rope at least.
Tying them up is going to take time and it's going to be loud because I can only do one at a time. I'm not Sam Bridges. I can't just like...
No, I mean, if you want to try and lasso the skull is what I meant.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the whole snatch and grab thing, it seems good, but like if I fail the climb, then they're going to grab me before I can make it to the stairs. If I grab it and try the door may be locked. It could be booby trapped. I don't get very far. I need a little bit of lead time. So if I have anything in my inventory or a skill or something that can make the guards go sleepy time, or at least appear to be asleep at the switch, so it doesn't raise immediate concern, I'm going to do that, grab the skull, and cautiously check the door. If I do not have any kind of incapacitating agent, then screw it. We will try the lasso the skull and shimmy up the flagpole routine with the caveat of if I fail the climb, run for the stairs.
I think maybe you've accounted for possibilities there, but who knows? We'll see what the dice say.
There's always the chance of rocks fall, everybody dies. So,
that's the default option.
For all I know, I grab the crystal skull and it acts as like some kind of keystone, and I get teleported to the middle of the fire plains of Mount Galgar. So
no, Ian, it's a ruby skull.
We'll see.
It's a ruby skull. Thank you.
I'm sure it's crystalline in appearance.
Sure. Along with being red. That's not ominous. Shiny Mew asks, calling characters by the wrong name can be fun. What are some of your guys' favorites? A couple of my favorites include Brigitte from Overwatch and Bridget from Guilty Gear, often being called anything from Bucket to Brisket, and the ever-classic Master Chief as Master Chef.
Permission to leave the ship.
For what purpose, Master Chef?
For what is his purpose?
To give the Covenant their order.
To cook.
I know I do this all the time, and now I'm drawing a blank.
Lonk or Lunk is one of my favorites for Link.
Yes, that's a good one. I know the newest feature they added to Genshin I've been calling Minestrone Wonder Bread.
Wow, okay, that's a good one.
It didn't click with me. I couldn't remember what it was called. So
Minestrone Wonder
Bread thing.
That's a good one. I like that.
Do a round of Minestrone Wonder Bread.
I like to change whenever characters' names end in A, I like to change it to ER. So, like Rosalina or
you do that.
Farina. It's fun. I like to do that.
At the peak of his overexposure, I kind of joined in the crowd with calling Wolverine Snickbub.
That's a good name for him, to be fair.
Now that they've kind of throttled back on it a bit, it's lost the appeal a little. But when it was all Wolverine all the time, it's like, oh boy, more Snickbub.
So crates for Socrates. Like that one. It's a real person, but still, it's fun. It's fun.
I feel like what I do more is purposeful mispronunciation, Homestar Runner style, to the point where I have to consciously say the word correctly. I haven't said gazebo in years. It's always been
gazebo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another good one I picked up is Blue Rat. Trying to think of others. Let's see. Oh man.
I mean, pretty much every inkling became a Woomy for a while.
That's true.
Look at a town full of Woomies.
That's true. I say, I'm trying to think of like all sorts of things that I say, but I can't think of any off the top of my head right now.
Well, it just becomes habit, so you don't really think about it.
Yeah, and now I'm trying to think, and I'm like, I can't think of any other than the ones I've mentioned. It's like, I know there's more.
It has to come up awkwardly in conversation where you make the reference because it's what you do, and they give you a funny look. What are you talking about? Oh, I mean this and this and this.
I'm like
that's funny.
I'm like Zelda, but I already said I changed everything to ER. It's like, yeah, you gotta say Zelda. Yeah, I do that. I also like to pronounce Mexican and Hispanic food names as white as possible. So jalapeno becomes jalapeno, and
at least you're aware of it.
And trying to remember some other ones. I can't think of any.
Going back to Pokemon.
I am being ironic. I know how to pronounce those words. I just like to say them in the whitest way possible because it's fun for me.
I've never called Imbor. I always call it Ganon pork.
All right. It's good.
And I saw this brought up on another channel somewhere. There's a little Santa Man bird, and I have always called it Delibird. I've always heard it called Delibird.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a bird that delivers. Delibird. Somebody says, should it be pronounced delivered? Because it's a bird that delivers. And I was like, wait, is that the joke?
That's the
joke.
Have
we gotten it wrong this whole time?
Oh, no. You got it all wrong. Oh, well. Well, either way, I'm sure there's plenty more. I just can't think of any. But it might have even come up on this show before. So if somebody out there with a better memory than us could think of any, leave it in the comments. Here's one from SoccerCot. We were talking about DDR, Dance Dance Revolution. This was a while ago, and I think it was only in the chat, technically. But either way. In Sweden, and probably a lot of other countries, like Germany, DDR means Deutsche Demokratische Republik, or Communist East Germany. So my question is, what if Walter Ulbricht and Erich Honecker was the protagonist of Men in Black?
I'm not sure how our journey reached this point, but it's certainly an interesting destination.
Yeah.
And given how on the nose Men in Black can be sometimes, they would try to erect a giant wall around Earth. Make it the eastern side of the solar system.
Oh no.
Gentlemen, isn't East relativistic since we orbit the sun? Silence!
Mm-hmm.
We are German und brilliant. Yeah, we'll see how history pans out there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And,
because I'm sure that's how they talked.
Yeah, absolutely. This is as historically accurate as you can get.
That's how everyone talks in German.
Yeah. Das stimmt. And I guess you have
apologies to all our German and German-speaking listeners, if they have not already left.
And I guess in this scenario, everyone's trying to jump planet to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really easy because the giant space wall is only on the eastern side of the planet. Relativistically, of course.
Of course.
And then we have our dubious Reagan-esque MIB. No, they're the MIB here. So we have extraterrestrial equivalents of Reagan and Gorbachev coming into the mix.
Tear down this space wall.
Yeah. We have another ham-fisted tie-in with Alvin and the Chipmunks. It works, kind of, sort of. I feel like so many folks are rolling over in their graves as I desecrate this historical moment.
That's okay. Anyway, Tetsuya the Wise asks, I think the reaction to the Star Wars sequel trilogy was interesting. Out of all the movies, The Force Awakens seems to be the one that got the least amount of backlash. It's also basically a retelling of A New Hope. When the other two movies did something different, people didn't like them. So do you think that people would have liked remakes of the original trilogy more instead of the sequels they got? Or do you think the backlash would have been even greater?
I think The first one gets more of a pass because it returned to what felt like Star Wars.
Yeah, it was a return to form at the time after the prequels felt very different from the original trilogy.
Like, all critiques of the prequels aside, the principal one is it felt largely intangible. There was so much green screen, so much CGI that there was this disconnect to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the first sequel film brought back the practical effects, the puppets, the costumes, and the pacing of it, and the design felt more like what was familiar with Star Wars.
Right.
And the new elements that were introduced were unexplored and intriguing. So, yes, it was a paint-by-numbers rehash of Episode 4, but there was enough new elements that it felt at least a little fresh. Like, okay, we've seen this before, but at least it's got a new coat of paint. Let's see where they can take it from here.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it returned to form, more like, all right, let's see what they build on from going forward.
Yeah, too much of a return to form, but,
well,
that's
at least in terms of, like, the setting and the feel of things, I feel like the story was obviously a rehash, but...
And really, the whole sequel trilogy is a rehash of the original one, because the second one is basically Empire Strikes Back, just in reverse.
Yeah.
And the third one is, loosely enough, Return of the Jedi. Here's Palpatine again.
A mess.
Here's the gigantic space battle.
Yeah.
Here's where we get a little funky with what the Force can actually do. And here's the redemption of the Vader-esque character. It was the same thing all three times, just done worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, if the question is, do I think audiences would have been more receptive had it been more iterative of the others, or if it had been more original? I don't think they would have been happy regardless.
No, I
think Star Wars has been put on such a pedestal that everyone has an opinion on it and everyone knows how it should have been. I am part of that mess. I am part of that crowd. I am guilty.
Mm-hmm.
I admit. But I don't think it would have ever been universally accepted. I feel like there should have been a clearer vision for it. For a project, for a franchise of this size with Disney's backing, there should have been less executive oversight, and there should have just been a clear vision with a director to get a solid trilogy out there, and then do your spin-off comics and books and TV series and toys and blah, 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 blah. Because if you have a core solid 3 movies, you can do anything off of that. Like, look how much mileage the extended universe had off of just the original trilogy.
Right, yeah.
So, and of the original trilogies, there's only really one good movie out of it, so...
Wow. Shots fired. Holy shit.
Okay, that's not fair. They all have their charm. Empire's the best one out of them, just purely from a technical standpoint.
Yeah, as a kid, I was more into Jedi, but as I've grown up, it's more.
Jedi's fine. It's just it's a slog at the start. It doesn't really move the plot anywhere.
Yeah,
and I've ranted about this before. I do not buy the whole "there's still good in him" aspect.
Yeah.
Appreciate the redemption arc, but no, Vader was a bad man, and that was before they added mass child murder to his repertoire. So
yeah. But Empire is definitely the better movie. Yeah, in retrospect, yes.
There's also a lot of other factors that played into why it was poorly received, and
right.
I don't really want to wade into those waters, but I don't think there was any one singular direction or change they could have made that would have been the silver bullet that would have made everybody love them. I think there are fans of them, and there are certainly good moments in all 3. I don't want to just throw it out entirely.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think it is impossible to have a universally accepted and praised Star Wars movie trilogy.
At this point, yes, absolutely. Like, you're never going to get that.
And I don't want to say anything because I think general consensus is that Andor was excellent.
So I've heard.
And that the first season of Mandalorian was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be done. You can have good Star Wars media, but the movies, which are held on such a pedestal, I don't think you could please the majority of folks. I think there would always be a large disgruntled part of the audience.
Yeah. All right, question from the Oddly Roger. Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing, but add Muppets. How does it go?
Brilliantly. I mean, it's Shakespeare and Muppets. You can't go wrong.
I'm trying to remember Much Ado About Nothing. I can't remember what happens in it or anything.
Very, very briefly, a bunch of lords come back from quelling some unrest with the lord's brother. And they get into town, and there's a young couple who fall in love, and the rebellious lord attempts to undermine that. And there's misdirection, and there's angst, and there's rivals to lovers, and ultimately apologies are made, true love wins, the bad guys are caught. It's really just a Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, okay.
And
that makes sense. And it's one of his comedies. Got it. It's one of Shakespeare's comedies. Yeah. So it's there's not like massive amounts of death or anything. Nobody.
No.
Not like his other ones. Yeah.
There's not a single dead body that I can recall.
Really? Wow. I'm shocked.
Yeah. Oh. Even when the bad guys caught at the very end, they're like, you know what? We're not dealing with this today. Today we're having fun. We'll deal with you tomorrow.
Okay. Shocking.
If you have not seen it, dear listener, I highly, highly recommend Kenneth Branagh's 1993 film version. And for nothing else, I want you to watch it. Go in blind. Don't even look at like the cover art because that's going to spoil it. And see how many actors pop up and you go, wait, they're in this? Wait, they got him? Wait, she's in here? Because it's just a who's who of talent, and it's delightful for that regard alone. And I'm inclined to think of that as the version. And with the Muppet movies, you have, the Muppets take most of the cast, and then you have your one token human star. I don't know who to cut from the Branagh version. Well, it is all stellar.
I spoiled myself and looked it up and like, holy crap, this really is. Right? Like, wow, what a cast.
Like you go down the list going, oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
I know this is not answering your question, but please, as a Shakespeare fan, just watch the Branagh 93 version, because Branagh does such a fantastic job of treating the material as accessible, as a story for the masses, not some highfalutin high art that you must have a degree to understand. It's real people in a real situation living out their lives. He embraces the narrative and presents it in a way that you can understand. And even if you don't follow what's being said exactly, the acting and the directing tell you what's going on. You can at least parse out what the story is happening. And oh my God, that final uninterrupted shot at the end of the movie is just dazzling when you know they don't have any of the CGI technology. It's all done with gimbals and cameras and and you know what? If we're going to do a Muppet version, I want them to play it straight.
Okay, yeah.
Usually the Muppets kind of play it a little sillier, but I think it would be even funnier if they just did it straight. As to who would be who, I don't know. This episode might go on for another 30 minutes as I try to theory craft. So I think Much Ado About Nothing, Muppets version, could work, would be great, would watch, would pay full ticket price.
You're making Much Ado About something. Mainly the movie version of Much Ado About Nothing.
It's so good.
I believe you. Now I kind of want to watch it because just from the cast, looking up the cast, that makes me want to see like, what the heck's going on here with all these people?
Again, if you have not seen it, don't be Kyle. Don't spoil yourself. Just go in blind.
It's almost impossible to do that because the cover art is what they use on every streaming
And
service.
I know the
now,
cover's just
so-
like, here they are, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
also so young that you may not immediately recognize some of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, their names are also on the cover, so it's not very good box art, honestly. It's pretty bad, but whatever. We're making much ado about nothing, to be honest. That's what this show really is, isn't it?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Vineclad has a question. Kirby Right Back At Ya exists in a separate universe. However, some things tend to make it into the main series from time to time. What is something from the show that you'd like to see in the main continuity?
I want to see Escargot.
I have never seen Right Back At You, but
Escargot is the guy who just steals every scene that he's in. It was genius, I tell you, genius. And looking him up, apparently he has a cameo in Kirby Mass Attack, which is like the one Kirby game everyone's like, yeah, that wasn't so great.
oh,
So, but he's the Starscream to Day, the Snively, the Orbot and Cubot, the second banana. He's there to be the foil. And I guess you don't necessarily need him because Day is such a tour de force as a character by himself. But I don't know. The name is hilarious. The design is fun. I don't know what you would do with him, but I like Escargot.
alrighty. One last question from Wildcard717. Stories told like old school radio dramas are all the rage like now. Have you ever written a story as a radio drama? And if so, what was the most difficult part? If not, what do you think would be the toughest difference between traditional writing and writing for a radio drama?
So I have a little tiny bit of experience with this. I was part of the writer's room for the Chaos Case Files, which is coming out now. And I was a voice in Mud 79, a Star Wars fan radio drama by Fearless Fred Kennedy. I show up in season 2, but it's worth starting from the very beginning. It's a good show. Where is that? I just search Star Wars Mud 79. You'll find it. And Fred has a ton of experience in radio, so he knows how to put this together. And through him and through my work on the other project, it was very eye-opening on just how intensive these kinds of projects are. And you would think, oh, it's simple. You just write a script and have people talking to a mic and record and you're done. And no. There's so much more that goes into it. There's never mind the script that you have to write and make sure is good. And we'll get into why in a minute, but you have the voice talent that you have to schedule, that you have to make sure is completely balanced. You have to take the sound design, be that sound effects, their timing, the music, its intensity, how all the timing of those elements fit together, make sure all of that is properly balanced. How do you even get it out on the platforms that you want? How do you get it noticed? What artwork goes with that? Because everything has to have some kind of graphical representation on the apps. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And one of the trickiest things too is it is an audio form media, so all your information is coming to your ear holes. And there's a whole lot of, oh, I know what this sound is until you hear it in the void. Do these footsteps sound like they're in the appropriate setting? Like you would just think, okay, we just need some footsteps. I'm using a example just here with no context, but say, okay, we just want footstep sound effects to show that the character is walking. Well, are they walking on concrete? Are they walking on carpet? Are they walking through a forest where there's snapping twigs? Are they walking on a beach? So you need the surf in the background and other background chatter. Are they walking slowly? So there's a regular cadence. Or are they walking quickly? So there's the faster tippy tap of the feet. Are they wearing heavy shoes? Are they wearing boots? Are they barefoot? All of these have to be considered for just one little innocuous sound effect.
Right. Yep.
And you have to make sure that it reads clearly to the listener. If a listener hasn't really paid attention to what it sounds like for bare feet to go across a wooden floor, they might be wondering why the character is dropping chicken as they walk by. What is that plat, plat, plat noise?
Yeah.
It's feet. And you have to make sure that none of these things overpower each other, because is the footfalls really necessary to convey that they're walking, or do you understand that? You have no way of conveying what's going on in the world. What is the setting? Who is present? What is the weather like? What is the temperature? What is the feel of the room? You can have the character narrate it, but there's only so much exposition you can deliver before it becomes overbearing. Like with Fred's Mud 79, it's in the context of him having served in the Imperial Army for a number of years, and he is telling you the story in retrospect. So through that framing device, he can give you a lot of expository dialogue, and it feels natural. So with these radio dramas, do you have some kind of in-character narrator? Do you have a outside voice, like a real old-timey radio show where you just have the golden-throated announcer telling you what's going on? How do you contextualize? How do you describe the scenes? If you have a conversation, that's easy enough. You're just listening to people talk. But, if they're trying to climb over something, if they're trying to break into something, if there's a fight, how do you convey what's going on in the fight? Do you have somebody give you a blow-by-blow encounter, or do you just trust folks understand that the slapping noises and grunts are, fighting and not falling downstairs? You have to rely entirely on what your audience is going to perceive just through listening, and that is tricky business.
Yeah. Yep. I have done not much work on this myself, but I was a voice in a radio drama my friend Xmark worked on back in 2005. I had to look it up and be like, how long ago was that? Oh, God. 20 years ago. It was the Dragon Warrior Radio Drama Hour 2, and I was in that, and I didn't have any of the technical... I wasn't on the technical side of anything. I was just a voice, but it was interesting the way it all came together, and they did a pretty good job. I mean, for technology from 2005 and everything, it was fun. It was fun. I messed up a few things, said things wrong, but oh well. It was just a fan thing. Just a silly thing we did for a video game remix. So, and it ended up being over 30 minutes long. So, but yeah, that was fun. And then I've done some other voice spots here and there for certain things, but yeah, so radio dramas are interesting, and it's a very interesting medium. I like to listen to them from time to time.
Hypothetically speaking, if I were to have, say, premise, rough plot outline,
sure,
characters and stuff, Drogon related, would you maybe want to put together something and do a radio show?
Obviously, yes. We can do that.
I'm not saying that people have been asking this of me, or that I've already kind of
that you've already done it,
tinkered with it. But that's not answering the question, really. That's other business. So we should probably just wrap up here.
Yeah, we've gone long enough.
Thank you to everyone who supports the show via patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, being a YouTube member, or just listening to the show, commenting on the YouTube videos, sharing the YouTube videos, subscribing, ringing bells, killing chickens under the moonlight. I don't know. Whatever makes the algorithm go these days.
Yes, making sacrifices for our success, please. Make sacrifices.
Disclaimer, please do not harm any animals on behalf of the BumbleKast. I shouldn't have to say this. Come on.
Just harm animals for yourself then. Because, I mean, chicken's delicious. Chicken's delicious, though. How do you get it?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sacrifice a rutabaga under the bright silver moon for us. All right?
What did Lou Bega ever do to us to deserve that? Came out with Mambo number 5. I mean, some people might say that he needs to end that. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be kind to animals and rutabagas. And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Make sacrifices to the Bumble God. What kind of sacrifices? I don't know. You'll figure it out.
Death comes for us all, Orokusaki. But when it comes for you, it will be without the BumbleKast.
Oh, now we're reusing intros?
Wait, did I already do that one?
Yes, you did. That was the same one as last time.
In my defense, I was sick.
Not last time.
In my defense, my brain is like a steel trap full of mice.
You weren't sick yet at that time. But yes, you did already do that one.
Well, now we have B-roll for the after credits.
What, we're not going to just keep that in?
No. I want to have an actual different intro for each one.
Well, figure out a different intro then. Did you have any in mind, or now are you on the spot?
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Intro in 3, 2, 1.
Last time on the BumbleKast Z. This time on the BumbleKast Z.
What was that in the middle there? Because Discord did not like that noise you made. It cut it out in the middle. It got lost.
Oh, that's too bad.
Do it again, but try to...
No, I think the neighbors will be mad if I keep screaming, so...
Do it... Okay.
Let me just turn down my personal volume a little bit.
Okay, do it again.
There we go. Just
do it again.
Fix that in post. Yeah.
Do it quieter. Discord didn't like that again. Try it again.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe if I break it up a little bit.
Good enough.
All right, cool.
I'll slap that in there.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the BumbleKast.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
Speaking of radio dramas, I just looked this up because I was like, I wonder how they're doing these days. Ian, are you familiar with graphic audio?
The name rings a bell, but no.
Okay, they do radio dramas, radio drama adaptations of comics, and they usually do a really good job. But I just looked up what they're working on, and they have the rights to Archie, and they've been releasing Archie stuff for a few years. And I looked up who the cast is, and the first name I see as the voice of Archie is also the voice of your favorite, Mika.
You know what? That tracks.
I'm like, I wonder
if anybody is going to inexplicably fail upwards.
It's Archie. Yeah, I looked it up, and I'm like, Rob Morea, that looks like a familiar name. That looks like Mika. It looks like the voice of Mika. And I checked, and I'm like, yep, that's it. That's him. Interesting.
Sorry, Betty, I didn't mean to double date you with Veronica. I must have been distracted while I was trying to fix my broken jalopy.
I doubt he talks like that.
Just making these funny
He
noises.
might, but I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yes. I just thought that was interesting. Like, okay. Wow.
It is a fun crossover, huh?
Yeah. That's an interesting fact I found out.